Hey guys, what is up? It's Dusty here, and welcome back to another crypto video. And I've just been watching the price unfold. Today has been an extremely exciting day for crypto because we finally have some volatility. And I know, guys, it's been going on for a couple of days now, but ever since today started, things are looking really bright. And I know I keep saying that almost every day, but that's because I just keep buying. And every time that I'm done buying, the price shoots up a little bit and I get kind of a euphoric little feeling. I think a lot of you guys are with me here that buying the dip or being very close to the absolute dip. Remember guys, in my live stream, I told everybody I'm going to be buying at 86 cents. What did we just hit? 80, let's see quickly, about 85.9 cents. I'm feeling really great today. Having said that, the topics for today, because of course, all right, I got to get you guys on. Come on, I got to put the topics on. The topics of today are going to be the transcript, partially, from Gary Gensler's most recent live stream. Then a little bit of a summary as to what we covered earlier today in our live stream about the Ripple v. SEC lawsuit. Some very interesting side info about the way they handle Ethereum as security and whatnot. And then some news about Binance, Robinhood, and I think that is that. Yeah, that is that. All right. So let's get crack-a-lackin', shouldn't we? All right, actually, first of all, about the price real quick, I guess a couple of seconds, is just, well, XRP bounced here on the 0.382 Fibonacci level. And again, check back the videos. I haven't changed anything. You can clearly see that these price levels are important. It's debatable, but in this specific regard here, we had a perfect bounce, and you can't make this stuff up. Why does it happen this way? Why is it important, and how could we have known? What we did is we took the most recent move, that is from July 20th to about, let's see here, the 6th of September. Why did we take that? Well, because that is basically where the impulse started and the impulse ended. And these are either extension or basically retraction levels or sort of correction levels. And here you can see we basically went from 1 to 0.382, a pretty hefty correction that is indeed. But those are levels that coincide with the Fibonacci numbers. And these are basically things that a lot of people trade. Are they important on their own? Not necessarily. It's just a lot of people look at them. A lot of people look specifically at those numbers. And again, guys, trading is for a very good part a mental game. And so if people are thinking they should buy or sell at that area, then others will too, and others will too, and others will kind of try to deny that and whatnot. And that's, again, how a lot of this stuff works. So we were already anticipating a move towards this area. And so I buy in a little bit above it. Then again, guys, let me tell you once more, I've seen a ton of people say over on Twitter, don't buy now, wait for bigger dips. I've told you, I have about 5 or 6 dips in me. What I mean with that is I can buy a couple times down lower still before I run out of money. And I've done that deliberately, and I've explained it to you guys 1,000 times before why I think you should always do that. Then again, nothing I say in this video is financial or legal advice. It's just my own pure opinion. Now, a little side note, guys. I'm also adding more and more money to my long position open on Bybit, which is the exchange that I use for leverage trading. I'll show you guys pretty soon here how much is in there, but I'm waiting a little bit because I think you guys are going to like how big our trade is getting. It's getting pretty excited out there, but I'm also thinking of doing another big XRP competition for you all. By the way, guys, make sure you press the like button if you are enjoying these daily crypto videos. All right. And also subscribe to the channel. The path forward, crypto with Gary Gensler. Look at his beautiful face right there. So he had a live stream earlier today, and unfortunately, I don't have all the time in the world, so I couldn't actually sit there and watch through it all. However, I did glance through and actually read really big parts of the transcript. I have to actually spend a little bit more time to get further into it, but one of the most interesting things I saw is right over here. So Mr. Ignatius said, so the question is whether you'd like additional congressional authority to regulate in this new sphere. You mentioned that some of these tokens may have the attributes of securities and they would fall under your ambit to regulate. And he said, again, talking about Gary Gensler, well, I actually, if I may say, I think my predecessor, Jay Clayton, said it well in February or so of 2018. I think he had it right then. I think it's true in the fall of 2021 is that many of these are securities. Look, it's a basic idea. If you, David, ask some of the listeners from this program to give them your money, something of value, and they were relying on you, David, with maybe 5 or 10 other entrepreneurs or computer scientists to build a platform that token and so forth, and they were giving it to you with an anticipation of profits, our Supreme Court long ago said that that's an investment contract. Just think about it. It's sort of a straightforward idea. You, David, raise some money. People are relying on you, and they're basically relying on you in a common enterprise, anticipating efforts, and as Thurgood Marshall wrote, we, through Congress, painted with a broad brush. So I think it's many of these tokens, in fact, and that's what we're trying to do. Now, in terms of Congress, I think that there are 2 market regulators here in the country. I was honored to chair the sister agency, the Commodities Future Trading Commission, that oversees derivatives and has robust regulatory authorities of derivatives. It has various enforcement authorities on commodities, and some of these tokens, a few of them, but some of these have more of the attributes of commodities, most of them securities, some have attributes of both. So let's quickly come in here, intervene. There's a couple of key and important parts of what he said. So first of all, that he thinks that some crypto are completely commodity, some are security, and some are both. But then again, look at the specific wording. Some of them, all right, but some of these have more of the attributes of commodities. Most of them securities, and again, some have both. So it's very interesting that he's quoting Jay Clayton from 2018, because if we look at Gary Gensler's speeches in 2018, he was saying that some crypto were securities, not that many though. Right now, it's changed to most of them, and he's actually stated that a couple of weeks ago, I believe, as well. He's really changed his mind to most. Then again, I'm hearing this new term of a crypto that is partially a commodity and partially security for the first time. And I'll definitely be sharing this over on Twitter as well to get some thoughts on there. The first time I've seen him say kind of this hybrid little thing, maybe that attributes for Ethereum 1 that could potentially, with Ethereum 2.0, change back into a security. What I mean with that last little line right here is that the SEC and all the entities in the US basically made it apparent that something that is right now classified as a security can become a non-security, next month if something changes, and then it can change back again as well if things change again. But all right, I think just how we coordinate, particularly that we have robust regulatory authorities that our sibling agencies doesn't have. They have some authorities that we don't have, and how we coordinate. Also, how we might coordinate with the banking regulators on a new feature. I don't know if you're going to go there, but on something called stablecoins and how the banking agencies and we, too, market agencies, coordinate, because these stablecoins may have attributes of investment contracts, have some attributes like banking products, but the banking authorities right now don't have the full gamut of what they need and how we work with Congress to sort through that. Again, my most interesting part has to do with the fact that he's talking right now about stablecoins and the attributes of an investment contract, when ultimately, if the idea is to stay completely stable, you can't tell me that that's a really good investment. So the questioner basically says, I just want to make sure I'm clear on this. You're describing existing securities and banking laws are being broad. They were painted with a broad brush. You have definitions. Mr. Gensler said, well, at least the security laws. So my question is a simple one. Do you think you need additional congressional authorization to do what, in your judgment, is required to bring these instruments under better regulation, scrutiny, transparency, or do you have enough authority given why the laws are so, or given the way that the laws are currently written? And Gensler said, I think that we have robust authorities at the SEC, and we're going to use them and continue. I think it would be better, the platforms that are trading securities, the platforms that have lending products, who have what's called staking products, and I'm glad to describe that for you listeners, but where you actually put a coin on the platform and you earn a return. We'll also beat the cop on the beat and bringing those enforcement actions as well. So basically, the SEC is kind of now, again, through Gary Gensler saying, staking, going to be in trouble because we're coming for you. At least that's the way that I fetched it. And again, they're saying that they're working on a kind of a baseline for stablecoins. But again, I'm a little bit afraid of what they're thinking of it because it's very strange, right? It's very strange right now. Then again, there's way more interesting facts in all of this, but these were just a couple of parts that I noticed from reading the transcript that I thought you guys might want to hear about. So you don't have to read the entire full thing because it's going to take you a long time, all right? So again, guys, if you appreciate these little nips and bits and whatever, make sure you press the like button. I put a lot of effort into making these videos as fun and as cool as possible. All right. So he spoke out about crypto. There's most likely some extra additional information in here. But I didn't actually read through this just quite yet. It's just an article that is out there, again, about Gary Gensler. Moving on a little bit further, federal judge denies Ripple's motion to access the trading history of the SEC's employees. The long story short about this one is Ripple requested from the SEC to know whether or not their employees could trade Bitcoin, Ether, and XRP, and when that thought changed. Now, the judge said, no, we're not going to give it to you because it's pretty much an intrusion of privacy because you already know that from, January or March 2019 forward, they could not trade it anymore. And if they did before that, well, that's private information. To me, I'm not exactly sure why the judge came to this conclusion. Then again, it might have been because of the way that Ripple backed it up or because of the way that the SEC defended, maybe just purely on that note. But one thing that people are often forgetting when they're talking about this today is that even though Ripple's motion got denied, so they're not going to see the internals, there's actually a couple of wins inside of it. One, the determination is made that until 2018, but actually most importantly 2019, the SEC could have just traded XRP, which is a very important part. I guess another conclusion is the fact that the judge, like a lot of you guys have been saying, is pretty confident Ripple already has a good point, and everything's kind of clear, so that she maybe thinks it doesn't is needed. English is not my first language. Sometimes I goof up. And reminder, it's past 4 a.m. All right. I had a lot of work to do today, so I only got done with my work now for a quick little update. So I'm sorry if I'm not my 100% energetic self. It is 4:10 a.m. right now as I'm currently speaking. And the last reason that this was kind of bullish was also because the judge actually said, okay, the SEC could not trade XRP anymore from, somewhere in 2019 on forward. I don't know if it was March or January. But the SEC has to show how they came to that thought. So basically give some additional information in paper about how they could kind of prove that from 2019 on forward, they could not trade XRP anymore. Because that was something that was discussed in the meeting on the 25th of August. And they have to basically report on that. So I'm losing it a little bit, guys. It's very freaking tiring sometimes as well. I prepare these videos so long up front sometimes too, and I just want to make sure that they're good quality. You know how many times I had to redo this video? Then I'm 1 minute in, and then I'm thinking, no. So I redo it, and then I redo it, and then I redo it. Sometimes it takes me an hour to record a 10-minute video, for example, just because I keep stopping and trying it again. All right, Stephen here said, digital asset investor was absolutely right when he said that the whole thing is an attempt to build a blockchain monopoly for Ethereum. Check out what I found on the Internet Time Machine from their launch. The Brooklyn project represents only the interests for Ethereum. Something which is particularly perverse, they want to make ICOs only to be legal if they take place on Ethereum because of this unique characteristics. They wanted to give Ethereum a quasi-monopoly on tokenization. So I don't want to actually go too far into this because it's not proven, nor is it too certain, if you guys get my drift. However, I do think it's some food for thought and is very interesting. It basically talks about the fact that right now in the way that they're regulating things, Ethereum ICOs are basically being left beside, right? Which is rather odd. And most importantly, Consensus is launching the Brooklyn project, and they're basically making it out to look, again, if you look back at the Wayback Machine, that because of the way that Ethereum was built, this is the only type of blockchain that could basically allow for these ICOs or any tokenization for that matter without any security issue or a problem, which is again some of the parts that are in this message, which I'm kind of giving you guys the too long didn't read version for. So is it strange? Yes. Can we conclude anything? Not necessarily, because we don't really know the meanings of this. It is, however, very, very odd in the way that Ethereum was just so confident that they were right in everything, and in the way that the SEC is working so much with them while really being against almost any other company. It's kind of peculiar why the SEC would want to work with them to such degree. Like, why? If it was an ICO, why work with them? Crypto exchange Binance seizes derivatives trading in Australia. Pretty big deal. This type of stuff always hits like a truck. And you might actually say that this has some negative effect on the price. I'm not exactly sure. But apparently, effective from, let's see here, about 2 days from now, 3 days depending on where you are, existing Australians, users, will have to basically reduce and close their positions within 90 days. Very, very big deal. I'm not exactly sure why. I guess that's just the way that these rules are right now working. And I mean, over in a lot of other countries, UK, Netherlands, Singapore, South Africa, Hong Kong, Malaysia, Thailand, Lithuania, Italy, and Canada, there were already some investigations going on into Binance. And I mean, in the Netherlands, at least, I know for a fact, you actually have to, I'm not even sure if you can trade leverage anymore, but at least you cannot trade leverage more than 20. No, I don't think you can actually do leverage anymore in the Netherlands, if I'm not mistaken. Don't quote me on that one. By the way, use Bybit, so I don't really care, but it's about the idea. Because they're just really investigating Binance heavily, and that's also why Binance is most likely, pretty shortly here, going for some headquarters, but we'll see more about that pretty soon. And last but not least, Robinhood gains on report. It's testing crypto wallet transfer feature. So the long story about this one is basically that Robinhood is looking into making it so that you can withdraw your crypto out from their main wallet. And since they were basically writing that down in the report, and that just came out, well, Robinhood stock went up a little bit because people are excited for that. That's, again, the long story short made. All right, guys, thank you all for watching this video. Hopefully you all enjoyed it. If you did, make sure you press the like button and subscribe. And let me tell you guys once more, just to be certain, it doesn't mean that because we hit 0.382 Fibonacci that we're going to bounce up for certain. It's just the level of interest, and we hit that right now, came back up. We can, however, of course, trade down lower, and I'm anticipating that because, again, I have more money left to buy bigger dips. Just quickly letting you guys know, for some of the people saying, oh, you thought the price was going to go up, sucker. The price went down. Now you lost money. I keep telling people, well, I buy multiple dips because it can always happen. I'm always prepared for it because you don't want to be that guy.